Hey guys, AJ Town here live with the T Storm Chasers. We have some severe weather that is starting to move through the area that we are currently tracking here in the studio. I thought I muted you. Um, Anyways, we're continuing to track some severe weather that is expected to move through the area tonight. We did have a severe thunderstorm watch that was issued there for that area in green. Does include the Sioux Falls area. We did see that this is going to be in effect tonight until that 6 o'clock time frame through the overnight hours is what we are looking at. Now, the Storm Prediction Center out of Norman, Oklahoma is the ones that have issued this. 6 a.m. with the main threat being hail and damaging winds is what we are looking at primarily with this system. In my ear, I do have our other not meteorologists, but our other forecasters in my ear right now. We are discussing as well as tomorrow's events where we are looking at a severe weather setup for tomorrow as well. So, we are watching that as well, but again, we are looking at a track of some of the severe weather that is moving through. Right now, it's in the southern central portions of South Dakota. We are seeing that these are starting to track in a east-northeasterly direction. They're moving at about that 35 miles an hour. Here comes the latest radar sweep as we get that to come through here. That will update us on this track. We do see, again, that this is going to be creating some of our severe weather come into tonight. We are watching as well come into the next couple hours. We do have some concerns of some extreme moisture that is going to be moving through, where some areas could receive up to 1 to 2 to 3 inches per hour come into the next 24 to 36 hours is what we are going to be watching with that. Now, right now, we do have that severe weather that is moving through the area. Right now, we do have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that are issued in South Dakota. Right now, we have northwestern Charles Mix County, and we also do have Gregory County that is also under a severe thunderstorm warning until 11 p.m. And then we are also seeing this area here where we do see that northwestern Charles Mix and Gregory County as well. With this one is also 11. We are seeing that this primarily indicated is right now is going to be that wind and hail probability with that as well. So we are tracking these severe storms. We do have our studio staffed. We are watching what these storms are going to do. These are projected to move into the Sioux Falls area. We do expect to see these move into the Sioux Falls area anywhere after about right around the midnight time frame. In fact, let's go ahead and shut off some of this stuff. And we will do the latest model run here. Give me just a second to get that loaded. That's going to load here real quick. As I do want to mention, again, we do have that. Let's get switched over here to our GR. You do see that right here is where those severe thunderstorm warnings are right now, is what we are seeing with them. We are watching them as well. Again, those are moving in a northeasterly direction. You can see they are really impacting the Bone Steel area, and they are looking at Burke. We are watching those. You can see that some of these cells are upwards to 50,000 feet as well. I have that tornado warning up, and that is not correct. Working on it right this second. we go. We did have that tornado warning up, unfortunately. That was not correct, so do ignore that. I certainly do apologize about that. That was an error, and I caught that quickly. Again, we are looking at these storms. These are definitely, we are seeing that these cells are right around that 50,000 feet. So these are definitely some stronger cells that we are watching with this as well. You can see that structure of them as well. Let's go ahead and switch back to our feed here. And we can kind of track these cells that are pushing up. Unfortunately, what we are seeing with the latest of the HRRR model run, they're not detecting those cells that are moving right through the South Dakota-Nebraska border. They are showing that they are pushing more to the north of the area. They're right around that 3 o'clock hour is what we are seeing for the moving into the Sioux Falls area, is right around that 2:30, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock time frame, between 2 and 3 o'clock. And then we do see that chance of seeing some severe weather pushing through the area as well coming into the next couple hours. They're right about that 4 o'clock. You can see that this does stick around and just brings us a large amount of moisture. You can see there in the morning as well, we do have that chance that comes, that does move through the Sioux Falls area there. It does clear out by early afternoon there. Well, let's take a quick look at your 48-hour forecast here. As we take a quick look at that, we'll get that loaded here and bring that into the picture, because what we are looking at is for tomorrow night as well. We are seeing another round of severe weather that is going to be pushing through the area, bringing us all three modes. So we will see that hail, damaging wind, and tornado risk as well that we are going to be watching fairly close. That's, in fact, I have our forecasters in my ear right now. They're discussing what's going on for tomorrow. We're trying to make a plan for tomorrow to see if we're going to chase or just kind of do a live coverage. The greatest concern that we are having right now is that it is being indicated that it's going to be a rain wrap system. So that is the greatest potential of seeing some, with it being rain wrapped. We're going to have some concerns coming into that as that system does grow because of the rain wrapping. We're not going to be able to see much. Unless we are just right there when that system does pop off, we will be there. However, again, we are watching that fairly closely for tomorrow. Is going to be that precipitation total. I mean, we are looking at a huge precipitation that is going to be moving through the area in the next 24 to 36 hours. Again, where some areas could receive anywhere between 1 to 2 inches up to 3 inches per hour is what we are going to watch. We do have the risk of seeing some damaging winds and hail through the overnight hours. That's why we're under that severe thunderstorm watch until 6 a.m. Maybe I can convince Riley to come in since he is watching the stream, and I know he is because he's in my ear making comments. But maybe I can convince Riley to come in and stick with you guys as well. So as we do put this map into motion there, we do watch these cells that do pop and do start creating a train like. This will create and move through the area there coming into tomorrow and into late morning. And then as we go into tomorrow is where our next severe situation is going to be. That severe situation is more looking right along that South Dakota North Nebraska border. We are seeing some potential, though, that Sioux Falls is going to be under the gun as well. Something we're monitoring closely. Again, I do have about 4 forecasters that are in my ear right now that are discussing as well, trying to figure out a plan for tomorrow, what's going to happen. Again, our greatest concern is seeing some of these potential storms that are going to fire is going to create a rain wrap system. So we are watching that as well. Again, we are currently watching these two severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect. These severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect because of hail and damaging winds. With that, you can see that they are already creating a line. So this is going to create a lot of our moisture as well as we come into the next 24 to 48 hours as well. As speaking of that 24 to 48 hours, let's go ahead and look at your 24-hour or 40-hour precipitation total. And you just can see on this map of how much that blew up there with that as well. You can see as we do some inspection there, right around 2, anywhere between that 3-inch down to Wagner is 4 inches of rain. Yankton about that 2 inches of rain. Mitchell about 2.5 inches of rain. Now this is over the course of the next. This is over the course of the next 40 hours is what we are seeing with this moisture. So we are going to be watching that fairly closely as well. Is going to be rain is what is going to be another concern coming in. As we do look at our current, what they call a mesoscale discussion. Let me turn a couple things off here. As we look at that, we are seeing that area there in green is where we are going to see some of this convection of moisture that's going to really be pulling into the area there. Looking at the Storm Prediction Center out of Norman, Oklahoma, and what they are talking about here. Give me a second here to pull that up. Hey, where do I find the that meso discussion for the heavy rain? I found it. I found it. I found it. I found it. Anyways, as we currently look here, right in this area in green, which does include the Sioux Falls area, we are going to see rainfall rates will steadily intensify to 1 to 2 inches per hour, which through training could produce 1 to 3 inches of rain. Flash flooding is possible as well. Now, this is over the course of the next couple 24 to 36 hours is what we are looking at with that. So we do expect to see some of this coverage definitely increase over the course of the next couple hours, which is going to create that mesoscale discussion going to be true and is going to be bringing us that heavy rain potential. As we take a look at your national radar there, you just can see the amount of moisture that's starting to come through that Nebraska area, which that is going to where is our moisture is coming from that is going to create these heavy rain situations. You can see that this line is already starting to extend further than what it already has. Anyways, we do see that this is also creating a line as well, and is already starting to form outside of that tornado or severe thunderstorm warning. I do apologize. I keep saying tornado warning. I don't know why. We are seeing that these storm motions are already in Platte, moving through the Platte area. We are seeing that as well. As we go back to our live radar, let's go ahead and activate our live radar here. You can see that these cells are already starting to pop. Would not be surprised to see some of this area here become a severe thunderstorm warning as well. So we are watching that. as we do continue to watch, again, this area here would not surprise to see severe thunderstorm warning issued, as we are starting to see some development with that as well. The jet stream is just to the north of these storms, so about right through that area is what we are seeing for that jet stream, is what we are watching there. So this is just to the south of that jet stream as well. So that is something that we are seeing as well with this, is we are seeing that these are just to the south of that jet stream, and these are being fed by the moisture out of the Gulf and coming up. So we are watching that as well. Again, we are watching some areas that are producing severe thunderstorm warnings. We do see. I gotta get my. There we go. We do see the strongest portion of this hail right now is moving across Highway 50 right there. It's just to the east of Platte, is what we are seeing. So would not be surprised to see that severe thunderstorm warning issued further out. Probably would include the Douglas County, Davidson, Hanson, and Hutchinson County, even maybe Aurora County as well. Southeastern portions of Aurora County there as well. So we are watching that area as we come into the next couple hours as well, that we are going to see that severe thunderstorm. These cells that are further down to the south, right through this area here, would not be surprised to see those kind of scoot more of this direction and possibly come into play for that Sioux Falls area. So we are going to keep a close eye on that as we do start to watch come into the next couple hours here, that we are going to see those continue to progress its way as well. These storms are not moving to the south. These storms are moving in a northeasterly direction, east northeast. Let's go ahead and put this map into motion here. We can show you guys here. You can see these cells are starting to push in an east northeasterly direction, and that's where we are going to be currently watching those. Thursday night, mostly cloudy with a chance of thunderstorm, a chance of showers in the evening as well. Again, sorry, I just had to turn on the weather radio real quick. But again, we are watching where these are going to be creating a east northeasterly direction and going to really start to impact much of the I-90 corridor here over the course of the next hour. So definitely something to keep a close eye on as we come into the next couple hours is going to be this severe threat of hail and damaging winds as we come into that time frame as well. In just a moment here, I'm trying to get a logo, sorry. All right, as we do, again, continue to watch these storms. They are moving in an east-northeast direction. We are watching that one that's along the South Dakota-Nebraska border that is making more of a track towards that Sioux Falls area. So definitely something that we're going to have to watch closely as well, is coming into that again, as we come into the next couple hours here, don't forget, as hail does move through, use Affordable Dent Repair here in T. Affordable Dent Repair will get your dents out and on the road before you knew what happened to you. Again, call Affordable Dent Repair in T as we come into the next couple hours here. Remember to find their number and save it into your phone and get ready for it, folks, because we do have hail that will be moving into the area as well. As we jump back here, we do have the latest radar sweep that is pushing through the area here. This will bring us our latest track on this system. We are seeing that the progressive hail there is just to the west of the Corsica area. Would not be surprised if a severe thunderstorm warning is issued for that area as we come into the next couple hours here as well. Again, we are seeing a line of severe storms that are producing some hail, damaging winds. We are watching this fairly closely. We do expect to see this last through the overnight hours. We do want to mention too. As we do look, there is that severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect until 6 o'clock in the morning. Does include the Sioux Falls area. Does not include any Minnesota or Iowa area. Does not include Union County in South Dakota. But does include, again, much of the I-90 corridor and I-29 corridor there over the course of the next couple hours that we will be seeing that push through the area as well. So again, we are continuing to watch these couple areas of severe thunderstorms that are producing damaging hail and wind. Right now, again, we would not be surprised if some of these cells just right outside of that warning is creating some severe weather as well. Let's go ahead and drop down to our hail indicator. And you can see just south of that Corsica area there, moving into that Corsica area, that we are seeing some of that as well. So we are watching that. You can see these little red indicators are where that strongest portion of the hail is. You can see here, right through here, that brown area there. You can see that. As well, that is creating damaging hail as well. That just took off so that could update here. Let's go ahead and update back to our reflectivity. There is our reflectivity. So we are seeing, again, those stronger cells right south or going. You can see right there between Highway 44 and Highway 42 is where the strongest one is right now. Again, we do want to mention here, let's go ahead and jump off of this real quick. Let me jump on something else here for you guys. Just in just a second here to get. So we come into today, let's look at the severe weather there. You can see that area in yellow is on a slight risk. That slight risk is a 2 out of 5. There is that short-lived and not so widespread and isolated intense storms is kind of what we are projected. Now this is out of Norman, Oklahoma. Does include that Sioux Falls area. There you can see right there is that Sioux Falls area. As we look at the tornado outlook, you can see it does not include the Sioux Falls area. It does include like the Sioux City area, extreme southeast South Dakota, and does include portions of Iowa and Nebraska. As we go look at that hail, that does include much of that area there that was in yellow. And as we look at that wind probability also is there as well, more down into the Nebraska area. Now, as we go into the day tomorrow, this is where we have to really pay close attention to, is coming into tomorrow, because of that severe threat is there again coming into tomorrow. 2 out of 5. Would not be surprised if they do issue a 3 out of 5, which is on enhanced, more persistent and or widespread, and a few intense storms, which is going to be more of a tornadic possibility with that system. So we are watching that. As we look at that tornado outlook, you can see that tornado outlook there in green, as well. So we are looking at that. That does include the Sioux Falls area. Now, keep in mind, folks, those of you that are still with us and watching, Sioux Falls was under a 2% risk when we had those 3 tornadoes that moved through the area. So we do kind of want to reiterate that and kind of let you guys know on that. Hail as well is more of in the central portion, and wind as well. Wind is more of that area as well. Again, as we come back now to our severe weather that is moving through the area, we are watching that system. Again, we are seeing that things are starting to progress their way eastward, northeastward, as well. Anyways, we do see again those storms are starting to really ramp up there right along that Highway 42, Highway 44 corridor there. Would not be surprised to see some severe thunderstorm warnings issued for that area. That would include probably the Douglas, Hutchinson, Davidson, and Hanson. We are watching those cells pretty close as well. So we will continue to monitor the weather. As far as reaching the Sioux Falls area, we are looking at after that midnight time frame. If these cells stick together, which we do project that they will, we are looking at substantial rain totals coming through. We are going to continue to watch that as well, come into the next couple hours as well. So definitely something we are going to continue to track and keep a very, very close eye on as well, come into the next couple hours. This system will continue to progress east and northeastward, bring those chances of hail and damaging winds. Tornado threat is not there, so we're not too confident that we will see some tornado events with this. It's more of that damaging winds and hail that we have concerned about. Again, as we take a quick look, let's go ahead. I'm going to run a quick model run here, and we can just watch how these storms blow up and form a line and really start impacting much of the between the Watertown and the Sioux Falls area there, coming about that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock time frame. You do see about that 4 or 5 o'clock time frame, some heavy rain pushing through. Morning commute is also going to be heavy rain as well. We do expect to see those dissipate, and then we're going to see some redevelopment as well come into the next into the late afternoon, early evening, and then into the early overnight or early night hours as well. So definitely something to keep a close eye on as well. Again, as we take a quick look at the future cast here, we do see those storms start to develop, moving again between the South Dakota or Watertown. Let's go ahead and zoom in. There's Watertown and Sioux Falls area there. You can see that area 212, Highway 212, and Highway 18 basically is where we're going to see that heaviest portion of these cells push through that area as well, come into the overnight hours. We will see those isolated chances of seeing some hail and damaging winds coming through as well. Again, as we did mention, don't forget to put and find Affordable Dent Repair phone number in your phone to be able to be ready for that. Again, we are seeing some of those isolated cells that are popping up, pushing through the area. We are watching that fairly closely. Again, overnight hours is what we are projecting with this. We are seeing some of those severe storms sticking around. So definitely we will continue to monitor these cells as the event does pick up and start bringing some more of the severe weather. We'll break in and bring you guys more updates as we continue to monitor it. I appreciate everybody for jumping on. I know it's about 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to jump off here for a little bit and probably head home and see what I can do real quick at home, and then probably head back to the studio. Nice thing is I'm only 2 minutes away from our studio. So if things really start to pop off, I can jump back on again and bring you guys some more information. So we will continue to monitor this and watch fairly closely. Again, the Sioux Falls area is going to be after the midnight time frame, coming into the overnight hours, about that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock time frame is what we are going to see. Some of the strongest move through the Sioux Falls area is between that 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch that is there in that aqua color there. Does include the Sioux Falls area. And again, we are under that severe thunderstorm watch until 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. As severe weather does break out, stay with T-Storm Chasers. We'll continue to bring your latest information. Our page will auto-post the warnings as they come out as well. So those will update as well. Thanks, guys, for joining us. And remember, stay with T-Storm.